In what should have been a night of celebration for Xabi Alonso, his debut as Real Madrid's head coach instead ended in bitter frustration. The Spanish tactician watched helplessly as his side stuttered through a lackluster first half and barely clawed their way to a 1-1 draw against Al-Hilal. The energy, the cohesion, and the typical Real Madrid bite were all glaringly absent. Now, the scene shifts to the United States, where Real Madrid are set to face Mexican outfit Pachuca in their second group game of the newly structured FIFA Club World Cup. With just a single point in the bag and mounting pressure, tonight's encounter could define Alonso's early reign. For a club that defines itself by silverware and spectacle, Real Madrid's performance against Al-Hilal felt like a sharp deviation from their high standards. Alonso, known for his meticulous football mind, will have spent the last few days obsessing over the flaws that plagued his team in their opening match. The matchup with Pachuca, though perhaps modest on paper, brings with it a rich backstory. These two sides, despite playing on different continents, have developed a curious recent rivalry. Their meeting last December in the final of the Intercontinental Cup added spice to what was previously a distant footballing relationship. That final, though eventually won 3-0 by Los Blancos, was anything but one-sided. Pachuca stood tall for much of the first half, frustrating Madrid and carving out a few nervy moments. The final score flattered the Spanish giants, and tonight, they'll know better than to underestimate their Latin American counterparts. This second matchday showdown almost feels like déjà vu. That both clubs, finalists in the older Club World Cup iteration, have landed in the same group again for the revamped format is a footballing coincidence that no scriptwriter could have penned better. As the teams prepare to square off once more, there's an underlying sense of unpredictability. Pachuca, despite their 2-1 defeat to RB Salzburg, displayed resilience and flair that could cause trouble for a Real Madrid side still finding its rhythm under new leader. Xabi Alonso is facing more than just tactical decisions. He's tasked with reshaping a squad that's physically talented but mentally unsteady. His first game showed flashes of his footballing vision, but also highlighted the need for more clinical execution and sharper transitions. One of Alonso's more scrutinized decisions in the opening game was the inclusion of Rodrygo goes on the right flank. While the Brazilian provided a crucial assist, he struggled to consistently threaten the opposition. His lack of penetration left Madrid's attack lopsided and predictable. When Brahim Diaz was introduced past the hour mark, the difference was immediate. The Moroccan international injected urgency, creativity, and verticality into Madrid's play. He looked like a man hungry to prove that his time at the Santiago Bernabeu is only just beginning. Heading into tonight's encounter, Alonso must decide whether to stick with Rodrygo or reward Brahim with a starting role. With Vinicius Jr. still far from his best and Kylian Mbappe unavailable due to a knock, the right wing becomes the critical creative zone for Madrid. Brahim's performances in training have reportedly impressed the new coaching staff, and there's a growing belief that he might be handed a much-deserved start tonight. For a player who's waited patiently for a real opportunity, this could be a defining moment in his Madrid journey. The stakes tonight are enormous. In a short group stage format where each team plays only 3 matches, every result can tilt the balance. Real Madrid cannot afford another misstep if they wish to stay alive in the tournament. With just 1 point from their first game, Los Blancos currently trail group leaders RB Salzburg, who dispatched Pachuca earlier this week. A win tonight would lift Madrid to 4 points, setting up a decisive clash with Salzburg in a much stronger position. However, anything less than a victory could place Madrid in a precarious position. A second draw or, worse, a loss, would leave them needing a win against Salzburg while hoping for a favourable goal difference. This is not the kind of pressure Alonso would have envisioned so soon. For Madrid fans, tonight isn't just about 3 points. It's about reassurance. It's about seeing signs that Alonso's project has legs, that the team is adapting, and that their continental dominance can translate into global supremacy once again. The squad needs leaders to emerge. Players like Jude Bellingham, Antonio Rudiger, and Federico Valverde must set the tone from the first whistle. They are the spine of this transitional Madrid team and must take ownership of the club's expectations. Tactical flexibility will be key. Alonso may look to control possession, but against a side like Pachuca, who thrive on quick transitions and surprise moves, defensive discipline and counter-pressing efficiency will be just as important. Tonight's game is about far more than just revenge for a shaky opening. It's about laying a marker, about showing the world that Real Madrid are still the standard in global football, even amidst change, even in unfamiliar terrain. As the sun sets over the American stadium and the bright lights come on, Xabi Alonso will take his seat on the touchline with a world of expectation on his shoulders. One thing is certain, for Real Madrid, this isn't just another group stage fixture. It's the beginning of a battle for identity under a new era.